If you love One Piece, you know there is a very important object that the main character possesses. It's nothing other than the Straw Hat. And that is a very important object. Not only it belonged to the King of Pirates, Gold the Roger, but also most likely was associated with Joy Boy, a very powerful and important character that we still don't know much about. But today, this video will not be about Luffy, it will not be about Goldie Roger, it will not be about Joy Boy or Nika, it will be about the Straw Hat itself, because I have a little theory, a little connection, and I think it's very interesting. Thank you for watching, leave a like and subscribe, and check the channel for more videos about One Piece. So, the Straw Hat is made of straw, and we know, or we speculate, that it has some type of power, either through just symbolism or it's storing some type of energy, like we've seen the knot in MF in Egghead that contain powerful haki from Joy Boy. Perhaps the Straw Hat can carry some haki as well. And don't forget that there is yet another Straw Hat frozen up in Marihua, which is very interesting, and I think the reason it's frozen it's because it has some type of haki or some type of energy that can't be accessed from far away if it's frozen, or maybe it was something attracting Kuma and Amath to Marihua, so maybe they had to froze it, otherwise that will keep attracting enemies to the world government. But besides that, the point is that the Straw Hat is kind of an entity itself. It's a symbol that represents powerful people that can change an age. But let's go a bit more realistic here, a bit more materialistic, and let's analyze the Straw Hat. It's made of straw, like I said before, with a red ribbon. And the red ribbon, unironically, is what gives me the hint that it has something to do with haki. And I would like to focus even more on the straw. The fact that the hat is made of straw reminds me of one character in the One Piece world, and that's Hawkins, the tarot reader, that has a very special fruit. I don't know if you remember, but he can summon a straw man. Straw man, straw hat, right? And then what does the straw man do? It can attack, but it has a special ability, which is Hawkins can basically negate damage on his own by transferring that damage to somebody else that he made a straw doll from, right? So that is a clue that straw has something to do with storing and transmitting energy. I think in some cultures that is literally the making of straw dolls to even do things like voodoo or just good rituals as well, not just bad rituals. And some of those cultures' applications to the use of straw are actually very interesting. Actually, a lot of the cultures don't like to identify just their cultural heritage as voodoo, as what is portrayed in Western media, like those dolls that you stab with some needles or whatnot. Actually, the usage of straw is way more involved with positive effects, like I was claiming. So, some tribes believe that using straw for certain rituals, like dances, or creating certain objects, they can protect their towns and protect their people against evil spirits and malicious people. And I think that's a very interesting part, because we now know with the most recent chapters that Emu can actually turn people into demons. Demu can control other people. Demu can literally possess other people, like we've seen with the case of Gunko. So imagine that the Straw Hat, made by the potential previous user of the Wara Wara no Mi, actually protects you from having your will perturbed by somebody else. Maybe the Straw Hat itself is like a tin foil hat from the conspiracy theorists, right? And Emu's power cannot go into you. You cannot be controlled or possessed by Emu, and maybe its intimidation power is also reduced by somebody using the Straw Hat. But the point is, the Straw Man is a hint to what the Straw Hat is capable of: storing energy and maybe conducting some energy. Because we know that Gold Roger gave the hat to Shanks, and Shanks gave the hat to Luffy to pass some type of will. And what if that will is something real? Just like hockey is something that it's kind of not real, but you can make it real. So that will is on the hat, right? And the hat kind of guides the person or helps the person achieve that will or walk the path of that will. So, for example, when Luffy gives his hat to Nami back at Arlong Park, that's also him trusting Nami with his will. So he's willing to protect Nami because he knows Nami can also be on the path of that will. So what if the previous user of the Wara Wara no Mi, the fruit that Hawkins possesses, was the one that created Straw Hat? So imagine he was like a friends with Joy Boy or something, and he wanted to pass down his will, he wanted to pass down some of his haki, and he was able to create the Straw Hat and store that information, store that energy. So maybe Hawkins can do the same right now because he supposedly is unalive, but then there are some hints that he's not and is actually out with Drake doing something. But imagine he can do the same with Luffy. Maybe Hawkins will help Luffy get access to the power in the Straw Hat. Maybe Hawkins will be aware of the power or of the energy or of the will inside of the Straw Hat. It's very interesting, and I think it's worth keeping an eye open. Is worth keeping this in your mind that the Straw Hat has the ability to store energy and transmit energy. And maybe the part of transmitting energy might reveal a darker aspect. Maybe there is somebody controlling or influencing the users of the Straw Hats because we never really know how Roger got his straw hat, do we? And supposedly, Roger gave his own hat to Shanks before he started his final journey and before he learned about the poneglyphs, before he found the One Piece and he knew about the history of the world. So whatever the straw hat is about might be a bit different from the whole plot, might be still connected to it, but if Roger gave his the straw hat the symbol of the new generation, the symbol of somebody that will change the world. Before he knew actually the story of the world, there is an extra intention, there is an extra perspective going on with here. And although we can't go really deep into this theory and really understand what the straw hat is all about, there is this curiosity that it's made of straw, and there is another person that can actually control straw. So maybe they can do something with the straw hat, like I said. And the main point or the main power of Hawkins and his Wara Wara no Mi is the ability to receive, store, and transfer energy. So I completely believe that the Straw Hat is exactly that, a way to receive, store, and transmit energy. And I think that's also why Emu has the giant straw hat frozen in Marihua, so it can't store, release, or transmit energy. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Your support is greatly appreciated, and I see you on the next one.